Okay, so here we have Alpha. Now, there are two versions of Alpha, and it's very important that you understand the difference. One is interactive with other avatars, and one is not. Now, the one that is interactive is shown here. You can see that his head is actually pointed towards the other avatar, which means he will interact with other avatars exactly like a normal IronView avatar would. You will, on occasion though, if the couch is a straight one, you might get some sort of a few strange things happening with the head. It's not too bad, but I have noticed it here and there with testing that you do get a little bit of strange head movement with some of the animations. But in general, it's very good. So that's the interactive version. So bear in mind that there is no actual animation, mocap animation on the head. You can see here the head's a little bit pointed up, and that's the reason, because it's actually interacting with the other avatar. If we look at the other version, which is a non-interactive but with full motion capture on the head, we will see that when I put him on, he is actually looking that way, and that's part of the actual mocap animation. So he will not interact with this avatar. But you know, it depends what you're looking for. It depends if you're looking for that type of thing or not. Some may want one that interacts, some may want one that doesn't. There is one animation that's different on the standing defaults, and that's the version that is non-interactive does actually walk away and come back, whereas the interactive version doesn't have that. Now, one of the great new features also with Alpha is the ability to trigger 3 lax defaults, sitting and standing. So what that means is that you know, you could be wearing your mocap, you could be wearing Alpha, and you'll find that he's changing into too many animations, and you just want to chill out and just stay still and just sort of breathe and just, you know, chill out. So up here you can see that we have these new triggers, these new tabs here. STC1 is standing chill 1 and standing chill 2 is straight underneath it. This one here, if you click on this, you'll notice the avatar will change into, it'll come down. Whoops, sorry, that was a standing one. We actually need the sitting one because we're sitting on the couch. So you'll notice that with the sitting one, he sort of just basically stays there, still breathing, and he's not interacting with the other avatar because this is the non-interactive version. There is 3 actual defaults. He will change 3 times, just slightly, but just enough to sort of, so there's a bit of movement. Now this is the sitting one, so this sit C1 will actually last for around 3 to 4 minutes and then go back to the mocap as well. So if you want it to be indefinite until, you know, you move him, then you would choose the sit C2, that one there, and it'll basically do the same thing, but it'll last indefinitely. So he will actually change slightly. He will uncross his legs and his hands will move a little bit, but that's, you know, if you want to just chill out and not be so animated, then that's the way you want to go. Now, another thing also here is actually what I'll do is I'll just get rid of this couch. Where are we? Get on there, get on delete, and I'll just delete that couch out of the scene, and go back to this, and I'll stand over here so you can see. And what else is new is this new slider as well, the universal actions. This is actually for all my avatars, but for Alpha, what I'm showing you now, you've got ST, which is for the standing, and sit, SIT, which is for the sitting. So with a standing, you actually have a slider, and you can, if you look at him, he's actually going back into each default. Now this can come in handy when you want to use some of these animations for videos, because what you can actually do is put on the Alpha action pack and move the sliders. For example, here, if the action pack's on, we'll actually just quickly put it on here so you can see what I'm talking about. He'll go into a T stance, and we'll load here. We'll just put him into one of these. Now, if you watch, I'll actually put one here. If you watch, this will actually loop. So each default, when you trigger it, he will actually loop and stay in that one. So for example, he's in this one. So what you can do is you can actually move the head. See that? So if you wanted it to go in the front, see how you can move the head? So that's cool. So what you can actually do is you can, and with the sitting ones, see here I'm actually moving the head. manually. For videos, if you want to do videos, you can actually create your own little animations with the sliders as well, which is very cool. And we're going to have a script soon where you'll be able to actually run little animations with this. So that's another great addition. So if you're wanting to get the interactive version, then just remember that it might have a few issues here and there with the head, but in general it's good. But all depends on what you want to do. So enjoy, and don't forget the action pack, which is sold separately, which is under my account Pose Central. So enjoy this new Avatar Alpha.